Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jeff back here with another head-to-head beer review. I'm doing another Lambic tonight. This one's a Belgian Lambic. This is Lindemans Faro, Faro Lambic beer. So Faro is a blended Lambic style. So they take a normal Lambic without the addition of fruit or any of the syrups or anything like that, and they add candy sugar to it, and it's supposed to have like a sweet sour flavor. I don't know. That's just what I've been told. This beer was recommended to me by a bottle shop owner. Um, I've never had it before, but it sounded interesting to me, so I thought I'd give it a try. Now, there's something I wanted to show you guys. If you guys could see that bottling code, LH10JFA. So the L stands for Lindemans, the H stands for August, 10th is the 10th day of the month, and then J stands for 2010, which is extremely confusing. But this is a pretty cool bottle. It's got like the little Lindemans, I don't know how to pronounce brewery in Belgium, but it's got a little embossed thing on there, and it says, Lindemans Faro is a lambic made from barley, unmalted wheat, and wild yeast. Spontaneously fermented, this lambic has Belgian candy sugar added to produce the traditional, classic Flemish beer found at cafes and bars in Brussels, served slightly chilled. So it said serve like 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, which is like really, really cold. So I let it sit out for like 15 minutes or something like that. So we'll see how that works out. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this beer has a cap that says Lindemans on it, and it's also corked. And it's got a little bit wider of a mouth. These are pretty cool little bottles, though. Let's go ahead and give it a pour. I'm sure this isn't the correct serving glass for this, but I just wanted to use some more of my cool Belgian glassware, so I thought I'd go for it. I mean, I know it's an American company, but it kind of looks like an IPA. It's got like a really clear brownish color. It's probably bottle conditioned. I mean, I left a little bit in the bottom, but it's got some chunks floating around in it. But it's got a beautiful brownish, orangish, kind of a copper colored beer with tons of carbonation streaming up from the bottom. About a finger and a half, 2 fingers of like a kind of an eggshell white head with a really really fine bubbles. It's lacing pretty well, actually. Oh, I guess I should say, it's like 4 point. Oh, it was online actually. It was like 4.7% alcohol or something like that, but it varies from batch to batch since of the spontaneous fermentation. Um, but it looks really interesting. I've never had an unblended lambic, and I've never had a Faro lambic, so I'm very interested in this. So let's go ahead and give it a smell. Yeah, it's got a lot of those just normal Belgian lambic smells. I mean, without all the fruitiness, it's got like a little bit of a funk, slight lactic quality, and I mean, along with that, there's a strong sweetness. I mean, I can't put my finger on exactly what the sweetness is, but I mean, I'm assuming it's coming from the candy sugar. It smells really interesting. So let's go ahead and give this one a taste. Cheers. That's a really interesting beer. Now, like the other lambic, it's sweet, but that one had the addition of the cherry syrup, and this one just has the candy sugar, which does offer an intense sweetness, but it's not like thick in your mouth. The sweetness like lingering. Now, it does have a slight tartness to it, but not as much as I mean, sours, not as much as some sours, and it does have a little bit of a dry finish. I can't really taste too much of the malts, and I think it only had like something like 15 IBUs or something like that, so you wouldn't expect to get any hop presence or bittering presence. But overall, this is a pretty clean, refreshing beer, and I really like it. So I'm gonna sip on this one for a little bit longer, and I'll give you my final verdict. All right, guys, and I'm back with the Faro Lambic from Lindemans. I'm gonna go with a B plus on this one. I was pleasantly surprised by this one. I mean, it's a super sweet, clean, and refreshing beer. That's all that there is to it. The one drawback is that when it was described to me, it was described as like kind of like a sweet and sour beer, but I'm not really getting any of the sourness. I mean, it's got like a slight lactic quality, but it's really not very present, and the sweetness definitely overpowers it. You are left with kind of the sweetness lingering in your mouth, but it's not as syrupy and thick like in some other of the sweetened beers. So now I have heard that Lindemans is kind of like the, I guess, like the Sam Adams of the Belgian beer world. So they kind of like produce. I mean, they produce like a lot of different styles, especially in lambics. But maybe they're not the best that they could be, but they're definitely widely available. So I definitely want to try and seek out some others, lambics and some other Faros. Because this is a pretty interesting beer. So this one gets a B plus for me. It's about an 89. Uh, it's really enjoyable. Maybe pick it up. It's definitely something new to try that I don't think many people have had before. So I definitely think that it's worth it. So check me out on Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in another beer review. Cheers.